the first step is what I call inspirational speech. I almost feel like a priest standing there and talking about the importance of stories, and we all have the stories, and the stories makes us live, and the stories affects us emotionally to find the meaning with life and so on. I can talk like that. And then I give a lot of examples how they did there and how they did there, and different companies and so on. And it can also be used over the borders, because I can use a story from Sweden and go to China. It's much more easy to tell them the story of something happened in Sweden, and they can relate to it themselves, instead of that we are going through the brains and make it intellectually, because we have different cultures. And there are different cultures also within a part of Northern Europe, or even in a countryside and town, and you know, all those. So stories can make you cross those borders. In this workshop model, it has first an inspiration speech, and then we have some kind of workshop where different people who had heard this inspirational speech go into rooms or different tables and so on, and I order them to reflect about stories that they have been living through or they heard about. They don't have to know all the facts. The only thing is that they believe this is truth. They believe that it happened. They might not even know what her or his name was, and perhaps they don't know if it was in the year 2008 or 2007. It doesn't matter. A few years ago, a man came into our house. That's enough, because the facts are not so important. It's just what happened, and you choose the climax of the story is when something happens. That's the way you think about storytelling. So I tell them to do this, to tell stories to one another that has affected them, always now related to this brand or to this product or something. Not a story about my old grandmother or something. That's interesting, but that's not what I'm talking about. If my own grandmother was not a part of a company, of course. But now, I mean, with brand here, I mean an organization or a factory or some kind of business. After that, we have what I call harvest, and it's like a fiesta. I think there should be fruits on the table and candles to make this campfire feeling coming back. Because that unites all the people in all the times, all around the world, is sitting around the campfire.